Hello, race fans. Welcome to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. We have round number 6 of the 2021 season for the RSR Cup Series here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway as we have a packed field here ready to do battle. And I tell you what, this is going to be very fun on this hot, slick racetrack here tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. The Evolution Racing Leagues is brought to you by some wonderful sponsors that we need to give a shout out to. Or Nissan Central, the primary series sponsor here for the RSR Cup Series. Or Nissan Central is the leading Nissan dealership in Oklahoma City. You can go check them out on www.ornissancentral.com and see what they have in store for you and tell them that Freaky Fast sent you. And we want to thank Nissan Central for being a part of the Evolution Racing Leagues and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Next, we have Sheffield Graphics. Sheffield Graphics is the leading designer in sim racing paint schemes and liveries. It was founded by a Navy veteran, and a portion of every paint goes to the Military Foundation's Folds of Honor. It's a great nonprofit organization who gives sponsorships to the families of fallen soldiers and disabled veterans. Make sure to go check them out on Facebook under Sheffield Graphics. We also have ButtKicker. Feel what you have been missing. Every game deserves a truly immersive experience. The ButtKicker Gamer 2 lets you feel every detail, from subtle footsteps to the rumble of a V10 powered race car, from ambient environmental effects to the power of a nearby explosion. By moving a physical mass instead of only air, the Gamer 2 provides instant, accurate, powerful base response, and it's all perfectly synced with every game with no additional software required. So make sure you go check out ButtKicker at buttkicker.com and feel what you've been missing. Where you can go to the Freaky Fast Facebook page. So remember, that is Freaky Fast Broadcasting on Facebook, where we are giving away a ButtKicker LFE, is where we already have over 14,000 entries. So make sure you go get yours in, and you can have a chance to find out what you've been missing or feel what you have been missing. So make sure you check that out. Remember, it's buttkicker.com. You can also use Freaky Fast 20 there to get 20% off on any purchase on the website. So definitely want to go check them out and feel what you've been missing. So thank you to all the sponsors here that make it happen at the Evolution Racing Leagues, the RSR Cup Series, and Freaky Fast Broadcasting. But we have one heck of a night ahead of us, as I am Zach Hall, up and we're calling all the action with Robert Moyer Jr. here, bringing the sights and sounds from the Atlanta Motor Speedway with the RSR Cup Series. But we have my colleague Brandon Colley up here calling the shots with me, and we're going to send it down to Brandon Colley now, as he has a very important message to give to all the race fans at home.
Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Just want to say that tonight's RSR Cup Series race is going to be dedicated to the memory of Michael Martino Jr., father of team owner and driver Michael Martino III. He drives a 75 car. I'm sure if you've watched previous broadcasts, you'll we joke around with him about his Kool-Aid Man race car. But unfortunate news that his father had passed away unexpectedly on Monday. And from the Freaky Fast crew, as well as Evolution Racing, we want to send out our thoughts and prayers for Michael Martino and his entire family in this difficult time.
Very important message there from Brandon Colley, as like you said, all of us sending our thoughts and prayers out to the Martino family, and hoping you all can feel the love of everybody here, as we're here to remember the life of Michael Martino Jr. here tonight, as this race is dedicated to him. And definitely want to make sure that's a very important topic, as tonight we'll have a moment of silence on lap 75 for Michael Martino Jr. So make sure you're sending all your well wishes to Michael Martino III out there, and to the best to his family. That's all all we can say here for Freaky Fast in the Evolution Racing Leagues. But it looks like we're heading off into qualifying now here, round number 6 tonight of the RSR Cup Series, as we're about to get everything going, as it's going to be a special night. But I tell you what, through our first 5 rounds, we've had some special racing, and now we bring up the points. This is where we stand after 5 rounds of intense Cup Series racing action. As you can see, Cody McCauley here coming in tonight in that 62 machine through our first 5 races, sitting atop the points with a 23-point lead over teammate Dylan Reed. Last season's champion is going to be Curtis Preston, third place right now, about 44 points back from points leader Cody McCauley. Fifth is going to be from Clutch Motorsports, Trevor Massetti, as he's 59 back in that fourth position. GT Irizarry from Slide Job Racing in the fifth position, 70 points back. We have in the Elite Racing group, we have John Ouellette. He is sixth in the standings right now, 72 back from points leader Cody McCauley and teammate. Next would be Ryan Bean from Front Row Racing, tied for the seventh position with actually Travis Everett from Slide Job Racing. So Travis Everett and Ryan Bean tied for that seventh position in points, both 104 points back. Looks like you're going to have Nathan or Kevin Giadricic from the Elite Racing Group in the ninth position in points, 110 back. Nathan Campbell from Stealth Motorsports at the moment is going to be in the 10th position, 113 points back. Kevin Ruff will be 11th in points, followed by James Courtrone in 12th. 13th is going to be Casey Kuntz. 15th or 14th is going to be Adam Buzzio. 15th, Nolan Potter. 16th is Matthew Rush. 17th is going to be Alex Rudolph. 18th is going to be Anthony Younes. 19th, Kip Easley. And 20th in points will be Brock Potter, tied actually with Kevin Zabladil. 22nd is Michael Sheffield. 23rd, Craig A. Burns, tied with Dustin Stallings. 25th will go to Daniel Gonzalez. 26th tied position is Andrew Little and Harold Watkins. 28th is going to go to David Hall, or 29th, sorry, is David Hall. 30th is Kevin Sabilla. 31st, Marc-Andre Thibodeau. 32nd, Anthony Ludi. 33rd, Chad Biesinger, tied with Robert Fitzpatrick Jr., which is Bob Fitzpatrick. 35th will go to Junior Miller. 36th, Michael Martino. And 37th for Ryan Ezel, with Rusty Modesty tied there. Also, 37 positions. Zach Stritton throwing 39th, and multiple other drivers here with one stars. Man, it's been a packed season so far with these points. And I tell you what, McCauley with a 23-point lead over Dylan Reed, his teammate. Right now, you know, especially with the team stuff too, Brandon, the Elite Racing Group looking very strong after, you know, Slide Job Racing, our defending team champion, and, you know, champion of Curtis Preston in third in points, but his team's second in points, over 100 points back already from the Elite Racing Group.
Yeah, and I mean, it helps that you know, Cody McCauley and Dylan Reed are always racing each other, and they're consistently up in the front. But don't forget about the 42 as well as John Ouellette. They're consistently finding their way to the front each and every race, and you know, they're not getting wins, but that's such valuable points as far as the team standing goes, and it's really showing right now.
It really is showing so far. As looking right now, you got Nolan Potter on top of the board with a 29.739. But as you look at these lap times right now, man, I mean, we have to go all the way to 15th, Brandon, before we're in the 2980s. That just shows you how stacked this front of the field is and how close the racing was going to be.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the from first to about 12th position is less than half a tenth of a second. And then back to 15th, it's just over half a tenth of a second. This some crazy lap times right now.
As our producer right now asking us about his data right here, showing that really drivers all the way from the fifth position have ran, or really in the fourth position have ran at 29.77. But when you add in the thousandths of seconds bracket, it's a little different right now. Everett at a 76.7, Courtrone at a 76.9. Rudolph at a 77.0, Bean at 77.2, Andrew Little 77.2, Giadricic 77.4. I mean, thousands of seconds separating our field here tonight. As looks like that's into qualifying, and we'll go ahead and pull up our grid as these gentlemen start to grid here tonight for our race at the RSR Cup Series. Nolan Potter is going to be starting from that pole position, brought to you by Sheffield Graphics. Second is going to be Cody McCauley. Third is the 131 at Dylan Reed. Fourth position is going to be Travis Everett in the 59. Fifth is going to be James Courtrone in the 38. Sixth is going to go to Alex Rudolph. Seventh, Ryan Bean. Eighth is going to be Andrew Little. Ninth, Kevin Giadricic, and rounding out your top 10 is Trevor Massetti.
11th place is going to be the one of Michael Sheffield. Zach Schrittenthal in 12th. Matthew Rush in the 11 and 13th position. Kevin Sibylla in 14th. Craig A. Burns in the 15th position. Brock Potter in the 4, rolling off 16th. Harold Watkins, 17th. GT Rosario in the 14th, going to be 18th position right now. Tony Ludi in the 13, 19th. John Willett in the 81 in 20th.
21st going to be Nathan Campbell in the 52. 22nd, Curtis Preston. 23rd is going to be Justin Malarkey. 24th, Kevin Zabladil. 25th is going to be Chad B. Singer in the 23 machine. 26th is Kip Easley. 27th, Jerry Culver. 28th, Casey Kuntz. 29th, Adam Buzzio. And Daniel Gonzalez round out your top 30 here in the 84.
31 is going to be Junior Miller. 32nd, Kevin Ruff. 33rd, Kevin Dowd. 34th, Ryan Azell. 35th, Marc-Andre Thibodeau. 36th, David Hall. 37th, Michael Martino III. 38th, Anthony Hughes. 39th, Clint Mata. And 40th, Rusty Modesty.
And that's your starting lineup here for the RSR Cup Series tonight from the Atlanta Motor Speedway for round number 6. As we're going to bring Nolan Potter up here to talk to Brandon Colley on winning his Sheffield Graphics pole here tonight.
Hey, Nolan, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, man, we saw how close these lap times are for qualifying, and if that's an indication of anything, it's going to be a great race. And you've got a pretty good view of that starting on P number 1 here. How are you thinking this car is going to handle over the course of this race?
Well, we ran a practice race the other night, and after about, I would say probably 5 to 6 laps, the car can start to tighten up a little bit in the run. So it's really maintaining that long run speed. And with these guys right behind me, they definitely have it. So I got to figure out somehow, don't really know what the plan is yet. Maybe let them by and try and follow them, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, hopefully you can keep that thing up there and maybe steal a stage win from one of these guys. We all know they don't need any more of them, so we'll be looking for that. And maybe we'll get to talk to you during one of these stages and at the end of this race, bud.
I like your optimism there, but we'll see. So have a good night, guys.
All right. There it is from the Sheffield Graphics pole setter himself, Nolan Potter here tonight, starting from that first position at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for round number 6. It's about to get wild here as we get ready to bring these cars down the front stretch to take that green flag. Pace car is going to do its hard left turn down to that pit road. The 34 Nolan Potter going to lead us to the green. Green flag is in the air. Nolan Potter takes off with Cody McCauley in tow with Dylan Reed in the 3rd position. Travis Everett there in 4th as these two cars are getting pushed down into turn 1.
Yeah, you can probably get away with that on a restart. Wouldn't recommend doing that at any other point during this race. You really don't want to send somebody too hard down into the corner.
Sideways side down the back straightaway, really the top 7. You could throw a blanket over them as they enter turn 3. A lot of hard racing going on. They're trying to get the most of these fresh tires here early at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and with these Cup cars especially, you really have to do that. You have to take advantage of the restarts and the fresh tires and just try to get as many positions as you can before things settle down, and then you just methodically start picking your way through the field. But you really got to make sure to take care of your tires while you're trying to be aggressive. Ooh, it looks like, oh no!
Oh no! That was the 42, I believe. Alex Rudolph into the wall with multiple cars involved. There's going to be a Nissan Central caution here coming out, and I believe that might have been contact between him and the 38 at James Courtroad as more cars continue to pile into this here on the back straightaway entering turn 3. As our first caution is out tonight on lap number 2 of this event, as we'll have to see exactly what happened here as we go back on the freaky fast replay going down the back straight. Looks like, the 38 coming up into that 42 of Alex Rudolph. Really nowhere for the 42 to go. And then from there, it's going to start to spread out as they go down the racetrack, trying to see exactly what car that is. It looks like Trevor Massetti in the 9 of Kevin Giadrich, our ARCA Series winner there, and the 88 of Trevor Massetti, both heavily involved in this first caution here tonight.
And it looked like that started up ahead of them as Dylan Reed got a little bit loose coming out at 2. Just kind of slowed his momentum a whole lot as he's collecting it. And really unfortunate for the 38. He just really had nowhere to go. Kind of was put 3 wide when maybe necessarily he didn't want to be. Was trying to give a little bit of extra room to the 131 and just moved over a little bit too much, causing that wreck.
Man, oh man, yeah, that's night over, I think, for our race winner from the ARCA series not too long ago, Kevin Giadrich. It's unfortunate for him, and also Trevor Massetti in that 88. Both those drivers out early here with some heavy damage. James Courtrone, no front end. Yeah, multiple cars there involved here. Early carnage from the about to say Las Vegas, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it looks like the 17 of Kevin Zabladil, the 13, I believe Tony Ludi. Hard contact on the nose for those two drivers. There's quite a few guys that may not be out of the race entirely, but they're going to be down on horsepower and just kind of scrapping away, trying to see what they can pick up.
Yeah, it's such an early caution like that. It's really unfortunate to see a few guys already taken out here. You know, as they're getting this cars worked on pit road, but they're going to be pretty much the rest of the day. It's going to be about scrounging points. Not really going to be able to get anything useful. But you never know. I mean, if you don't give up and a few other things happen, you could be in good position.
Yeah, and the good news is that as the run goes on, there's going to be a lot more off throttle time, and the aerodynamics are going to be a little bit less of a factor. But you really want your speed to come with the fresh tires. It's going to hurt them for sure. But if we get a lot of green flag runs, you can still make up a lot of positions with a damaged race car.
Quick caution here. First or Nissan Central caution of the evening here as we're under pace laps here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm literally trying to say every other track tonight, Brandon. I don't know. I almost said Auto Club right there. I don't know what is wrong with my brain. Got to get it down. I'm in Atlanta.
Some awesome cup car action here at the Nürburgring.
We're in Germany? What? I didn't know they did ovals. I was looking at Dylan Reed here at 131. It's been an interesting season so far. We got Cody McCauley back out front again. He is our points leader. But, again, 5 races this season, 3 top 5s and 4 top 10s, but 0 wins. And sitting in that position right now with 0 wins, you got Dylan Reed right now. 3 out of the 5 races he's won in that second position, and he's still 23 points back. That could come down a lot, in my opinion, to stages also.
It absolutely, I think, has a lot to do with the stage points. Cody McCauley, he doesn't have a lot of wins, but he's been finishing winning stages consistently every single race. And it's really what you need to do. I mean, wins are awesome, but, maximizing your points each and every week and still coming up with, a decent top 5 finish at the end of the race, that's how you win a championship.
Very correct about that. So we get back double filed up here to get ready to go back to some racing. And remember last week we talked to Dylan Reed. I remember this clearly, him saying this is his home track. He's sitting right now in that 4th position in that 31. He said he thinks this is going to be a track where he's going to be the man to beat. So we got to watch that 131, see if he can take it to his teammate Cody McCauley again and get that win from him.
Well, we did talk to him about it last week, and he said he knew some tips and tricks that he was going to keep to himself. And one of those tips and tricks he already failed to execute perfectly. You don't want to get that loose coming out of turn 2.
That's for sure. Definitely don't want to be getting loose at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. You want to save them tires as much as you can. Pace car is going to take his turn down the pit road. Cody McCauley leads us back to the green flag in the air. Great restart from that 62 as he's able to clear the 34 Nolan Potter as Travis Everett now trying to use that inside lane. Dylan Reed also dropping down to the bottom lane to try to get to that 34's inside.
Definitely in the short runs here, the inside is the place to be. Once the tires start wearing out a bit, in my preferred line, it's a really late apex, especially, we talked to Nolan Potter about, how the car was going to handle it, tightens up as the run goes on, and you can get that late apex where everybody else is going to have to be feathering the throttle to make sure that they don't have to, they're not going to hit the wall on exit. You can gain a lot of speed and have a really good run, setting yourself up for a nice pass going into turn 3.
Definitely can. Right now, you're seeing the 023 of Kevin Dowd here, and also the 21 of David Hall back here around the 19th positions, battling throughout this field all over the place at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Is now Michael Sheffield up to 7th from 11th. So Sheffield already making a pretty good climb up from a good starting position for him.
Well, we saw Sheffield during practice. He up until a lot of guys started drafting and working together in a pack, he was the quickest on looked like single car speed. So I would absolutely expect to see him by the toward the front by the end of this race. And up 4 positions currently here, running pretty equal times to everybody else as you'd expect. But we know he's really patient and a really methodical driver, and he seems to bring out a lot of long run speed at every track we go to.
And this is definitely going to be, I think, a track that suits his style, Brandon. I think this is just that type of track for that one that if you being patient, it comes to you. This track, that's all about this track. Is the more patient you are with your tires and the more methodical, the better off you're going to be.
I have to absolutely agree. There's a lot of tracks where I feel like you try to hit that balance between being aggressive enough to not lose time, but backing off enough to save tire for the long run speed. And it's really easy to save too much. At this track, there's no such thing. That will absolutely benefit you giving up a good bit of time early on, because you will make it up hand over fist later in the run.
I'll tell you what, one of our top contenders are in this race having some trouble. It looks like that 14 of GT Irizarry. We see him each and every week, Brandon, be part of the battle up front in that number 14 machine. But right now, he's sitting back in the 27th position. Started at 18, so he's down 9 spots in this 14 machine. But also got some left front and some rear damage on this car. I think he got caught up in that last wreck there. So definitely not the best of a race starting off right here for the 14 GT Irizarry in this Mustang week 4 Mustang.
Yeah, looking at the replay, I think when Kevin Jadrosich was sliding back across the track, he just clipped GT in the left rear and sent him around a little bit, maybe made some contact with another car. It's not horrible damage, and I fully expect to see him back up to the front, but I'm sure he's not happy being caught up in a wreck that early.
Yeah, like you said, not horrible damage, but I do think it's going to hinder him a portion throughout this race. Definitely, I don't think he'll have that short run race winning speed that you're going to need if it comes down to a short run here. But I mean, methodically, if you play it right with tire strategy, you never know. Because, we got a stage at lap 35 and 70 tonight. So let's see how these guys play out their tire strategies with only 4 sets of tires. So that's 3 in the pits. That's not a lot to get Atlanta done.
Yeah, I think every caution you get, maybe not between the stages, but after the stages are over and we don't have any more guaranteed cautions, you're going to have 2 sets of tires left. I would have to say you try to split that last run in half to give yourself the best chance, because we saw it in the ARCA race. You need those tires. It's so much better than the old tires. And if you find yourself on the opposite end of that, there's nothing you can do. So tire strategy tonight is going to be absolutely huge. I don't expect many people to not try to take a set during one of the stages, because I think without a doubt, if you do that, you will go a lap down by the time the stage ends.
We got a lot of new drivers, incoming into this Cup Series with some driver changes and stuff going on. So, and it's also some fill-ins tonight. So, gotta give a shout out to a few of these drivers. You got the 023 of Kevin Dowd making the jump up from the ARCA Series in that 023 here tonight. Running in that 30th position right now. So up 3 spots from where he started. So great, a few spots up. That's a great way to start off your debut here as he's riding this 023. He's filling in for the 93 Dustin Stallings tonight. You also got Jerry Culliver. He's running in Team Clutch's open spot right now in that 56 machine right now, but he's got some damage right now in that 56, unfortunately for Jerry, as he is trotting around right now in the 33rd position. Hopefully he can get that thing fixed up a little bit more. And we also got to give a shout out to Justin Malarkey, who's already unfortunately a lap down, but he had a great run in the ARCA Series earlier. finishing at third position, leading a lot of laps in that 73. He's filling in for the 3 of Bob Fitzpatrick tonight. So shout out to those 3 drivers making a great drive throughout the field here tonight. And then now we're looking at Michael Martino in the 75. Tonight is dedicated to his father. And tell you what, it's a strong guy to get out there and go racing in the ground.
Yeah, I think everybody out here would love to see him run well, and especially win. So I think we talk about Craig Burns being the fan favorite without a doubt. Michael Martinez is going to be the fan favorite tonight.
Oh, that's for sure. That's definitely for sure. But great racing through these first 19 laps here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. You see this, look at this shot. Cars just zooming by, just so much speed carried through these corners and down these straightaways. It's such a fun track to watch drivers go to battle on this old surface, man. That's what makes it so fun. It's hot and slick right now. You got 108-degree track temp. This surface is older than almost me. I mean, that's just, it's mind-blowing to think how long they've been racing on this track for.
Yeah, and it wasn't too long ago. It was in discussion that they were wanting to repave this place, and the drivers universally said, no, don't touch it. We like it the way it is. It's probably the most unique feel that they have for racing now. And on iRacing, it's been noted them talking about trying to develop their tire models, and this is probably the track that gives them the hardest time with that, just because how it's just such a unique and abrasive surface. It's my favorite track, man. I love this place. Any chance I can to watch a race here, whether it be on iRacing or on TV, I jump at it because it always puts on a great show.
Yeah, very, very true. It does always put a great show. And, we're lucky. Your drivers are talking, they're talking about repaving this place. We're lucky here with iRacing to have the ability to be able to race on this old surface. I mean, this is something that is historic. I mean, think about it. We got North Wilkesboro now. This is like preserving tracks in history almost, with iRacing here. And, I think this scan was around, I believe. Pretty sure this game was in the 2010, 2009 era. So this was not the oldest version of the track. I would really like to see iRacing actually go back and get an updated scan before we do have to one day, unfortunately, repave Atlanta Motor Speedway. But I would love for us to get a more, updated version with, the crazy. I bet it's so worn out now. But I mean, even just the racing that we do on it now, you can tell how worn out it is. I'd hate to see what it is today in 2021 for what drivers experience.
I would have to say that I absolutely agree with you. I don't know if iRacing would ever want to do that and give that kind of headache to their developers,
Right.
trying to figure out the tire model for that kind of operation.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, it's so cool because eventually they're going to have to repave it. It's just the nature of it. It's going to get too worn, and they have to update it. And there's also talks of reconfiguring the track back to its original configuration without the tri-oval. And even after, we'll have this version. It will be here long after they've repaved it, they've reconfigured it. We will still have it. And that is one of the many great things about iRacing.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. It's like, I don't even know how to explain. It's almost like a time capsule. iRacing, like we're if they could scan a racetrack, it's almost like I almost think of it as like a library, where we're keeping, detailed information on these racetracks and scans that we can use for later dates. That, I mean, this track is preserved in history. If they tear down Atlanta Motor Speedway, please don't ever do that. I hate that I even said that, but if it ever disappears, at least we still have it virtually, I guess you could say. That's the beauty of iRacing.
Well, looking at it now, Zach, it seems like everybody's kind of settled down as we're getting toward the later ends of this stage. About 10 laps to go in this stage, and about single filed out. A couple passes here and there, but I think they're starting to feel the tire wear now.
Yeah, going through this whole entire field, we are completely single file. And that's why you gotta get. We said it earlier, Brandon. You gotta get what you can on new tires here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, because it gets tougher and tougher to run around here, and especially follow zone. The third year can be here tremendous, and It's never fun to be able to ride around someone's wake. And look at this, Ryan Ezel here in the 5. He's in the top 20 from 34. So great start to his race, up 14 spots for Ryan Ezel in that 5 machine.
Yeah, he was able to miss that wreck early on, came away pretty clean and made some pretty good progress. Like you said, up to 20th position now, slowly reeling in. Looks like 23 ahead of him here, Chad Biesinger. And then just in front of him, Rusty Modesty in the 6, up 22 positions right now in the 18th position. So I think he's the biggest mover of the race so far.
Very true, very true. Rusty Modesty here in the 6th machine, doing a great job. And I believe he's still filling in for Robert Nestor. So, you know, he's done great in his fill-in role so far, and he's just got better each and every week here in the 6th machine.
Well, that's all you can ask. You know, if you get tapped in for a fill-in driver role, just go out here and show that you can put down results and be consistent. And guys noticed that pretty quickly.
Ryan on board here now with Ryan Bean. He's in the 3rd spot, up from 7th at 25. He's getting stronger each and every week. You know, Ryan Bean is someone I think you got to watch out for, almost as a dark horse to win one of these races here. You know, he's won a race at the Strict Play tracks. We know how great he is there. Even though he says he's not very good there, even though we've seen him be very good. So we got a different picture on him. But, you know, he's really picked up the pace at these other tracks too.
Yeah, I was gonna just mention on that you know we talk about how great of a restrictor plate racer that 25 is, and every week he's just getting better and better, slowly but surely. And up here now in the top 3, under fire right now from Travis Everett in the 59, but he's been hanging strong, qualified 4th, so hasn't really gone forward or gone backward, and just kind of taking his time now.
Say what, 5 to go in stage number 1 here tonight in the RSR Cup Series. And I tell you what, Cody McCauley, he had pressure for pretty much the whole entire run. Now teammate Dylan Reed definitely losing a little bit of pressure and gap to teammate Cody McCauley directly ahead. And I tell you what, the 62 is looking like another stage victory in his future.
It's looking like it. He must really love talking with me because he gets to quite often.
Very true.
You know, I was thinking about it. You know, we talk about Cody McCauley. He comes out and he sets down really quick laps out of the gate, and I was going to be paying very special attention to today's race, just seeing if he could manage that a lot better, because this is a track where you really can't come out and just put down your quickest laps as soon as you got fresh tires, or it's really going to hurt you. But he's got still really good long run pace, about 2/10 quicker. You see with this time by what it is. Over his teammate Dylan Reed in 2nd, about a 10th quicker, a little less than that. So still really good pace, and I think he's looking like the quickest car in the field right now, Zach.
Yeah, that's actually what I was going through and looking at, Brandon, just to see if anybody, you know, throughout this field was running lap times anywhere close to this leader here of Cody McCauley. And right now, looking through the field, he's a good 10th or 2 quicker than everybody. Really, Dylan Reed's still the 2nd fastest car on the racetrack compared to him. And right there, 31.67. That lap is, you know, that is just flying right now. That 62 is hooked up, and it could be first win of the season here for him. It's Curtis Preston right now, closest thing to him I've seen right now, 31.73 back here in this 29 machine in 12th position. Coming out of 4 here for Cody McCauley. He's going to take the white flag for stage number 1 as we head around for one final lap here in stage number 1. He's got about a 1.3 second lead on Dylan Reed. Right here looking at Curtis Preston. He's only about a second back from the points, but not enough time to drive from that 22nd position up to that top 10. Right now, looks like Andrew Little holding on to that final bonus point here for stage number 1 as they head down to turn 3 and 4. Cody McCauley is going to come down the front straightaway, and he's going to be the winner of stage number 1 here tonight, the RSR Cup Series at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Congrats to him.
Yeah, just add more points to that bank toward the championships, is extending his lead. And also, Ryan Bean up to 3rd place here. Did somebody pit from the front that we didn't notice?
No, I don't believe so. No.
Okay. That was just a misread. I misread the timing here. I got very confused for a second. But yeah, the 25 Ryan Bean able to hold off Travis Everett for that top 3 position for the stage here. They were battling the last 5 laps or so back and forth.
Yeah, they really were. They're battling pretty good there for that 3rd position. But Bean was able to hold them off there in the 25 as these drivers, I'm sure they've been coming down pit road here screaming for 4 tires right here.
Yeah, if it was me, I know I would. I think I talked about it before. I think you have to take tires during these stages. You're just going to put yourself in such a detrimental position if you don't. You do not want to be off sequence on tires here, especially after 35 laps.
Well, the interesting thing here with this is it's tough to say. I think you have to take tires right here. You have to because going 70 laps on tires at Atlanta is no joke. So if you weren't to take tires here, you'd have to definitely be careful in this next run not to have some type of tire failure. As these guys all hit her, let's see what the leaders decide to do. Looks like they're all jacking up their cars on the right sides. Did Wellette? I think he missed his box in the 81, actually. Yes, he did. So John Wellette missed a pit road there. But yeah, Brandon, it's hard to say. You could save a set here because right now these guys only have 2 sets left. You got a stage caution coming up, and you're definitely going to stop one more time in that final stage. Ooh, I would like to have an extra set still, though.
It would benefit you, but I mean, it's a tough call. You do not want to have an extra set in the pits at the end of the race in Atlanta. That is an absolute no-no. I also got to point out that Ryan Bean slid through his stall on that stop. Then when he backed up, was too close to the wall, so had to back up and readjust again. Lost a ton of positions on that pit stop in 14th now.
Yeah, he lost a good bit of positions there, like you said. It's unfortunate. Fred 25, he'll have to drive back up and through. But we've seen the speed he has already, so we'll have to see if he can do that. And good run here for the number 2 is Zach Strittenthal. He's starting at 12th position. He's up to top 4 now with that Ryan Beans mistake. So Strittenthal starting to show a little more pace this season. Last season he was a driver that was these mile and a halves looked pretty darn quick. So it's good to see him picking his pace up with Nolan Potter, his teammate in that 34.
Also, Rusty Modesty in the 6th, up 29 positions in 11th after that pit stop.
Wow. Oh, wow, we got to do the stage interview because our producer just reminded us. Oh, man. Completely forgot about that one, everybody. Let's bring Cody McCauley up here and have a chat with him. Good looking out on us, Robert. And here's Cody McCauley.
Hey, Cody, it's Brandon up in the booth.
Hey, man.
Well, another stage victory for you. Another 10 bonus points toward the championship here. Looking really strong so far this season. I commented on it before the end of that stage that I was paying attention to your tire fall off, knowing you coming out here to put down some blazing laps on fresh tires. But you really look like you managed your pace pretty well and were the fastest car on the track by the end of the stage. How is the car handling out there?
Car's good, man. We're just, fighting air. Usual mile and a half stuff with this new package. Anybody that's going to be behind us is going to get a lot of dirty air on the nose of the car. Makes it hard to turn. Just talking to my teammate Dylan, he said he was plowing behind me. So just did a really good job of trying to push when I had to stay up front. At the same time, save a little bit of tire so we can make it the whole run. Felt like we did a really good job there. Just got to keep it up. I know that the longer we go into this race, the more these guys are going to get antsy. So it's going to get harder. But just got to keep doing what we can do and see if we can be there at the end.
Well, it sounds like a good plan, man. We'll be up here watching and wish you the best of luck for this next stage here and see if you can bring home another 10 points.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
All right. That was Cody McCauley there, your stage 1 winner here. Great interview there, Brandon. Thank you, Robert, for clutching up there with the reminder. And,
There's just so much to talk about. We forgot.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, I don't think I've done that once yet. So shame on me. As we will Get ready to go back. Green flag racing here for the start of stage number 2. Heard the dirty air talk there. That's interesting to hear. So that shows you got to get everything you can on new tires, pace cars in. And green flag waves in the air. Cody McCauley, great restart. Look at Travis Everett. He is pushing that 62. He's trying to get ahead of that 131 of Dylan Reed as they head down to turn 1.
I'll tell you, Travis Everett knew firsthand about the dirty air, trying to get around Ryan Bean in the 25, battling for that 3rd position. And, you know, like we talked about, you've got to take advantage of the fresh tires on these restarts, knowing that the dirty air is going to be that bad, and it worsens the effect because these cars just tend to go to the tight side as the run goes on here. You've got to get the track position while you can and just be in a position to make it very difficult to pass you.
Dylan Reed with the move out of 4 here as we ride on board McCauley. He's got teammate Dylan Reed to the inside. Here comes Travis Everett behind that 131. He says, did not like the dirty air. Give me some clean.
Yeah, and he's got a really good benefit of this draft here. I would like to think he'd throw it 3 wide, knowing how hard it is to pass, especially with 2 guys going side by side, but it might be a little bit too early for that. Travis Everett is digging right now. He wants that lead.
These 3 drivers up front as we ride on board with Travis Everett battling their hearts out for the lead here. 43 laps into the books. We know how much track position matters. I mean, we've seen how single-filed it out got on the old tires. I think that was what Cody McCauley said. Just the aerodynamics here as he fights around the outside. I think you had to get that pass done pretty quickly on that bottom lane if you want to be able to make that pass, because I think it's just so hard to make it stick on the exit.
Yeah, in 3 and 4, it's a lot easier to run that inside lane, but once you get into 1 and 2, just the way the corner on the apron, it kind of, there's a little bump that juts out a little past halfway, and it makes it really hard to make it stick on the inside. And the outside lane, definitely the run you get is where you want to be to try to defend a pass, especially coming out of 2. And they're still battling side by side right here.
Yes, they are. As we look back throughout the field here, look at the battling going on back here. Man, oh man, 55 Adam Buzzio working their way around the bottom here as they battle with Cabin Ruff. Multiple cars very in this battle. Looks like Casey Kuntz in 31. Very good stuff. And you know, Brandon, you completely took the words out of my mouth for what you were saying. I mean, you literally, whenever I was here, rule of thumb was always get the run out of 2, make the pass to 3 and 4 on the bottom, because you were not making the pass on the bottom of 1 and 2. Just, for whatever reason, it's really just the shape of the corner. I think it comes down to is that bottom lane there is nice when you don't have a car beside you. As soon as you get a car beside you in 1 and 2, and you can't let that thing drift up on the exit of that bank when it falls away, you cannot turn. And it's just so tough to make the pass in 1 and 2.
Yeah, the car really just tightens up so much. You know, I talked about it before, the way that the banking falls away before you're done turning. Trying to keep it pinched down like that with a car on your outside, you're really going to burn up the right front, which is just going to make it harder as the run goes on. From running back here, I'm looking at the 112 Cabin Ruff, and I can still see them battling side by side up there for the lead. I think both of them realize, you know, we talked to Cody, said he was talking with his teammate Dylan Reed. They realize how important that leading position is going to be, and they're not willing to give it up without a fight.
Still racing side by side up front. The 112 Cabin Ruff. Look at all of this, and these guys are trying to make their way through. It looked like Ryan Ezel was actually able to get by.
Oh, Cabin Ruff to the wall. Oh no!
Oh no, we're on board as is. Calamity on the front straightaway. It looks like the 112 Cabin Ruff hard hit, and the caution is out for second. Caution brought out by a wreck tonight, brought to you by Orny Sun Central. We were right on board with that, guys. I don't know exactly how that all happened, but we know the Cabin Ruff there involved is. It looks like a little bit of hit there from the 54 Anthony Younes.
Yeah, I don't know if there was contact, but it looks like Cabin Ruff anticipated the contact that he thought was going to happen with the 54 of Anthony Younes and just tried to give him a little bit more space. But the speeds are so high and the grip level so low through this tri-oval, he just could not turn back in time to avoid the wall. And once he made contact, he just lost control of it.
Unfortunate there for the 112 of Cabin Ruff. Multiple drivers involved there. And sorry we cannot get a replay, as that was interesting caution there brought out, so it did not trigger our software, so we can't get a replay there for y'all. But biggest issue right there was for I believe the 28. Yeah, the 28 has unfortunately the worst end of all this.
Yeah, it looked like he got hooked by Kevin Ruff as he was trying to get by and hit the wall. His engine had hand grenaded on him. Contact with GT or Zari as well. A few guys with contact, but by far the worst would be that 28 car.
Well, under caution here again tonight, lap number 5049 in the books. Dylan Reed's gonna. I think that kind of helped Dylan Reed because he was ahead when the caution came out. And they were still side by side, so it kind of worked out for Dylan Reed there for a moment to actually get that caution to let him get clear of teammate Cody McCauley. But I tell you what, now they're raced so long side by side. Whose tires are worse? Is my question.
Well, I mean, you would think that the outside line, there's pros and cons for both, but it's a matter of how you drive, right? So if Cody McCauley on the outside is just trying to outdrive the entry, then his tires are going to be done. Whereas, Dylan Reed, if he decided to try to take it a little easier on entry, but was really trying to get too much on the exit and try to keep a lot of wheel into it, then his right front's going to be done. It's going to be really easy to tell once we get about 2 laps into this run here after the restart. Who's really hurting for tires. And I know Travis Everett is sitting there in 3rd position now, licking his chops, saying, okay, let's get this thing going. I'm going to push somebody off into turn 1 and hope for the best.
That's for sure, man. Yeah, you're exactly right about that. Like, it really comes down to how they drove it. Now, I will say that, in the V7 tire model, you do definitely want to be in that rubber where it's that lower lane. It's going to help you, conserve a little bit of tire being down there lower. But like you said, not being able to let it go up on exit is a huge issue with the bottom, and also having a little bit of shallower entry. So it overall definitely doesn't help to have someone side by side, but it'll come down interestingly to see who actually was able to get the most out of that. And I think you're right. Travis Everett might have been the one liking that the most.
Yeah, I think out of those 2 cars battling for the lead, I think I would have liked to have been Cody McCauley in that situation. You've got a lot more freedom on the outside to really kind of control your tire wear, whereas Dylan Reed, there's a little bit that he can do, but the line that he has to take is pretty much consistent all the way around. So it limits his ability to kind of, save his tires a little bit. But Travis Everett sitting back there watching, I imagine seeing them side by side for so long, he backed off a lot, just tried to save whatever he can without giving up too much time. And I'm interested to see what he can do on this restart for sure.
Well, they're getting double file back up, so we'll find out here shortly who has what here in stage number 2. As we're looking for lap 70 for the end of stage number 2 here tonight for the RSR Cup Series.
Well, and before we go back green here, want to give a shout out to everybody out in chat. Got Steve Kerpel out there. Thanks for tuning in. Tammy Ruff, Mike Martino was out there talking about his Kool-Aid car. Unfortunately, his team made him retire the Kool-Aid scheme. Rick Baylor saying 112, either your first or last. Let's go. Hopefully he can repair that car and get back up there.
Looks like Jumper had to take it behind the wall here tonight. His race will be over in that 28 machine. As we get ready to head back green flag racing at the Atlanta Motor Speedway here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Like Brandon said, thank you all for tuning in. Pace car is going to take its hard left turn down, and we're going to ride on board here with Travis Everett as we go back green flag racing as Dylan Reed takes us back down to turn 1. What a start from him.
Yeah, advantage to Travis Everett now. Got the inside lane on the restart. Should be able to clear Cody McCauley by the time they get out of turn 2. And there he goes. Now just clear sailing, hoping that dirty air is not going to play too much of a factor and allow him to get up and battle with Dylan Reed. But Cody McCauley's looking to the inside here in the 3.
Back to the inside is the 62 of Cody McCauley trying to take that second position back. Travis Everett there fighting on the outside in that 59. He's going to use that outside to his advantage here. What does Dylan Reed do? He can kind of decide to place a dirty air on who he wants. I think he's going to have to go. Oh, he's actually going to run the top here to give a little dirty air.
That's that late apex that I was talking about, that line. Dylan Reed I think the car's tightening up a little bit more than he's liking, and just trying to carry that momentum out of turn 2.
Great pass from Travis Everett, and I think this is interesting to see. We've seen Everett be super strong at Homestead, and Homestead, what is it? An abrasive 1.5 miles. Different to Atlanta, but still abrasive, and takes a similar driving style. So we can see Travis Everett possibly have a shot at this. I tell you what, he's definitely all over the back bumper of the leaders. He's going to, I thought he was going to look to the inside heading down here to 3 and 4, but he's going to decide to push that 131.
Well, I think what Travis Everett needs to do here is run a little bit higher going into 1 and apex slightly later than Reed, and try the crossover on the exit of the corner with the straighter, the faster straight line speed coming off, and set himself up for a nice inside entry into turn 3.
Got Ryan Ezel in the 5 there in that red car, battling the 4 of Brock Potter as they head through 1 and 2. Ryan Ezel on that bottom lane trying to get by Brock Potter for that 15th position, as he's got John Willett and Craig Burns there directly behind him as they head down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Ryan Ezel up to 17th position, plus 17 for the day, so great run for him so far. John Willett just behind him, trying to make up ground after the mistake on pit road, missing his box. But still got a clean car and plenty of time to get back up there.
Look at it. A little tight there for the 5 of Ryan Ezel as he slides up the racetrack. John Willett there. He's got the lift. That lets John Willett get by. But look at Brock Potter here with Craig Burns battling Casey Kuntz in the 31s. They head down to turn 3 and 4. Great battling all over this Atlanta Motor Speedway track. And I tell you what, it's going to be interesting now with the 131, Dylan Reed solidifying his role as the leader. I want to see what his thoughts are going to be on, or see how this run plays out differently with Cody McCauley in dirty air this time.
I mean, it'll give you a really good idea, especially, Cody McCauley starting up at the front here, just how different it seems to be running a full run in the wake of another car, how much the balance is going to change over the course of the run, and just gives them an opportunity to make adjustments for the end of this race to try to figure out a way to really make passes.
And that's an unfortunate thing of modern day racing right now is the aerodynamics. And when you're following another race car, you're getting less downforce. Less downforce equals more tire wear. You're trying to still carry the same amount of speed with less downforce on that car. It's going to be equal to sliding of that tire, and pretty much just following someone can pretty much hinder your tires. It's a definitely an interesting aspect to modern day racing.
Yeah, and most of that is just due to the nature of this current Cup package we have. There's so much dependence on aerodynamic grip rather than mechanical grip that we've seen in the past. And there's only the biggest way to combat that is you have to back up the corner so much and just try to set up a run off the corner. Because if you try to match speed, like you said, it's just like sliding your tires, just trying to keep up with them. And you're not going to make up a lot of ground. And if anything, you'll be lucky to keep the position you're in and not slide further back as the run goes on.
Daniel Gonzalez back here trying to hold off Kip easily in the 24 as they go through 1 and 2. And this is for that 21st position between that 84 and 24 as they go down the back straight. Here goes Kip easily to the inside. You're fighting to get past Daniel Gonzalez and 84 as they race side by side through.
Yeah, unfortunately, a good bit of damage on the nose of the 84 car from the, I believe that was the lap 2 crash. Daniel Gonzalez got that damage from, so he's been really struggling with that. I don't know how much he's been able to get fixed, but ooh, a little bit of a shove into the corner by the 17 here.
Right on board here with Kip easily now. That's when he's made that pass up to 21st. Directly ahead of him will be Harold Watkins in that 22 machine in that 20th position with Curtis Press directly ahead. With Ryan Ezel in 18th. That's the 3 cars directly ahead of him. As we cross the line this time, it's 8 to go in stage 1.
Got Brad Worley out on Facebook asking what happened to the 14 car. GT was involved in a lap 2 accident, got a little bit of damage, and then another incident after stage 1 completed. A little bit more damage, but still very much speed in that car. Not too bad of damage, and should be able to get that fixed, or possibly has it all fixed.
Yeah, looking at the car right now, still there at the same damage. So I think he's got all he fixed available. So I think he's got that damage for the rest of the race there with him. As he's got the 78 Kevin Sabilla directly ahead. This is the 26, 25, 24 positions right now on the racetrack. So looks like some hard battling going back here in the mid top 20s.
Well, looking a little bit further ahead to the 18th position, I'm very surprised to see Curtis Preston this far back in the field, Zach.
Yeah, seems to be struggling here now. I mean, he had on longer runs, his pace was good. It's just I don't know if something else is just not quickly with that 29.
He has a little bit of rear end damage, shouldn't hurt him too bad. The spoiler is offset just a little bit on that left side, but I don't imagine it's going to be hurting that bad. Maybe he just hasn't been able to find a good handle on the car right now. He's been in traffic, a lot of traffic, a lot of side-by-side racing. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of dirty air for him.
But yeah, he's having another good, somewhat quiet night so far in the 6th position. Is Andrew Little in the 68. He's had a rough start to the season at that 68 machine. And remember last season, during the playoff times, he was the guy pulling different strategies, trying to get those stage points. But right now, I tell you what, in that 68 right now, he's closing in on that 34 Nolan Potter. He could possibly crack into the top 5 here.
Oh, absolutely, and it'd be a really good run for Andrew Little. I know maybe he's got his wool socks on tonight for good luck, and looks like that luck's coming through.
Yeah, he set on pole not too long ago, so he's had speed. Just hasn't had the luck, the right race playoff from but he's definitely not going to go to that top 5 with those 2 cars directly ahead of him from Stealth Motorsports.
In the section, Nolan Potter being our pole sitter tonight, still running really strong, battling with his teammate here, like you said, trying to get that 4th position away, but still running really clean and really close with each other. I'm excited to see a pole sitter that's not Cody McCauley, that has been able to consistently hang out in the front and not have something happen to them. We talked about Andrew Little. He qualified on the pole, had a really good race, and then just got caught up in something out of his control. So good rebound.
And you got to give a shout out to Ryan Bean there in the 8th spot at 25. Where he had a mishap on pit road, fell back about to the 14th position, back up to 8th, and not too far behind the 11 of Matthew Rush. Tell you what, he might be able to crack into the top 5 here coming after this next stage. But I tell you what, next stage, white flag in the air here for stage number 2 for Dylan Reed, as he has started to check out a little bit here on these other 2 cars are running pretty much identical lap times.
Yeah, and that shows you just how much dirty air plays into it here. The same thing we saw from Cody McCauley.
Last time through 3 and 4. Here in stage number 2, Dylan Reed's going to come out of 4 this time. And he'll see the yellow flag. As there's the end of stage number 2. Dylan Reed is your winner in that 131 machine. Congrats to him on a stage victory here tonight. I tell you what, this shows you track position, Brandon. I think that's going to be the key, and definitely be interesting to hear what he has to say maybe to you about that first run with the dirty air.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to be asking about that.
Yeah, it seemed to prove to be a pretty big issue so far. As congrats to Dylan Reed though on winning stage number 2 here tonight, with Travis Everett coming home in that 2nd position. Cody McCauley's going to be 3rd. Zach Schrittenthal 4th. Nolan Potter 5th. 6th is Andrew Little. 7th, Matthew Rush. 8th, Ryan Bean. 9th, Adam Buzzio. And rounding out your field in 10th is Anthony Yoon. Some great runs there from the 55 and 54 from their starting positions to get stage points here.
Yeah, up 20 and 28 points respectively for the 55 and 54. So great runs for those guys tonight. Rusty Modesty still up there in the 12th position, up 28 positions in the 12th position, just looking to crack into the top 10 here. And just ahead of him, Michael Sheffield on the 1 in 11th place for stage 2. So he's been hanging out right about the top 10, right where he qualified.
That's a great comeback here, and here we see the drivers hitting pit road this time here. Now, Brandon, do they take tires this time? Because this will be their going to their final set after this. You know, they'll have one set after they take 4 here.
I think absolutely you do. If you were not going to take tires on a pit stop, it would have been at the end of stage 1 because there's no guaranteed caution from here on out. And if you decide not to take tires to bank on one and it doesn't happen, you are in an absolutely horrible position. At least before, you know, if I fall a lap down, I've got a pretty good chance of getting the lucky dog here with the stage caution. That's out the window now.
Looks like everybody electing to take 4 tires here, as Dylan Reed will win the race off pit road and also be our stage 2 victor, as we'll bring him on down here and see what his thoughts are on winning stage number 2 here tonight from the RSR Cup Series. Here is Dylan Reed.
Hey, Dylan, it's Brandon up in the booth. You got your ears on?
Yes, sir.
Well, bud, took over that last stage here, just pulled off. Travis Everett was giving you a run for your money there for a little while, but like, you know, we talked to your teammate Cody McCall, and he said the dirty air was such a big factor. It just helped so much to be in the lead, and I think your run here in stage 2 proved that pretty well. How much of a difference was it for you being the lead car versus the trailing car as far as dirty air goes?
I mean, you can look at the numbers. My tires were at 63%, and I probably ran harder this run, and they were at 78%, and I was in fresh air the whole time, and I ran harder. That's what dirty air does.
And you know, we've been speculating up here as to the trend that the cars go in as far as balance goes. Does it seem like you're really plowing the nose the later the run goes on? Because it's seeming like a lot of guys are having a lot of trouble, especially on turn 2 exit with the car getting really tight.
Yeah, the car has no front grip. It is just plowing constantly every turn. The front's just not gripping at all.
Well, thank you for that insight, man. And as we're getting to the final leg of this race here, I wish you the best of luck. And maybe we'll talk to you at the end of this thing, potentially a winner. See how the track position plays out for you.
Yes, sir. Let's hope it goes good.
All right, that was your stage number 2 winner, Dylan Reed. As right now sitting in the second position, Malarkey here. The ARCA Series driver who moved up tonight, filling for Bob Fitzpatrick. He's in the first position right now. I wonder if he will be coming down pit road this time. It looks like yes, he will. Yes, okay. He was trying to fake me there, Brandon. He was like, oh.
I was like, that's a bold move.
Yeah, that would have been a bold move, Cotton. I'll tell you that. That would have been some malarkey. As everyone, when we take the green here, as the pace lights are out, we don't want to my body here. It'll be lap 76, but at the end of lap 75 here, taking the green, start lap 76, we will be having a moment of silence here for Michael Martino Jr. So please, everybody, remember Michael Martino's family, and definitely a time of need for kind words and prayers. So send all our condolences out from Freaky Fast and the Evolution Racing Leagues. That's a big family here, and we definitely want to dedicate in memory this race here tonight to Michael Martino Jr. As we're here, we ride on board with his son, Michael Martino III, and we will take a moment of silence here as we go back to green flag to remember Michael Martino Jr. Pace car is in this time.
Green
Dylan
flag,
Reed in the
green
131
flag.
will take us back to green flag in memory of Michael Martino Jr. Thank you, everybody, for that kind moment of silence here for tonight's race in dedication to Michael Martino Jr. As we were riding on board with Michael Martino III, we were definitely not the only ones riding on board there with him. But what a great race it's been here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember, like we said, send your thoughts and prayers to the Martino family as they work through this time of need.
Man, Zach, it's been a lot of great racing out here tonight, and looks like Cody McCauley back up here to the front was able to make the pass on Travis Everett, now trying to make use of the fresh tires to get back to the lead, making the run to the inside here going into 3.
Great racing going on board. You know, we also got a really good something out there in chat from Dustin Stallings, who had to miss tonight here in that 93, and he wanted us here at the Freaky Fast crew to send a shout out to all the linemen out there working to restore power in the winter storms that are from the affected states, and that's a huge thing. I mean, those guys, you know, man, that's a tough job to work out and stuff, doing, you know, hard work trying to get our power back on, and you know, those people out there affected by the states. I mean, literally right here close to me, 30 miles away. You know, we had Brunswick County, the tornadoes hit last night and take away a few lives, and it's definitely some interesting storms going right now, so I hope everybody's doing well where you're at. But definitely shout out to all the linemen, all the rescue squad people, and you know, all the people who, you know, help out with that stuff. So we definitely up here at Freaky Fast appreciate all that.
I second that sentiment wholeheartedly.
As right now we ride on board 11 of Matthew Bush. What a great run going for him right now, up to the 7th position in that number 11. He's having a great run. He was one of our final 4 members last season, and hadn't had the greatest start to the season personally in this 11. I haven't seen too much speed from the 11, but he's starting to show it here in round number 6.
Yeah, he's battling right now with Nolan Potter just ahead of him here, and then Ryan Bean just behind him. But up to 7th position, I think this may be one of the better runs that we've seen out of the 11 car this so far this season. But you know, I don't expect everybody to come out right out of the gate. And ooh, looks like Dylan Reed may have gotten into the fence.
Yeah, it's a little bit of racing between him and teammate Cody McCauley. And the exit 2 just got too high up in the gray stuff, trying to hold on to that lead. And man, oh man, I tell you what, he did a fantastic job to barely touch it, that wall. And look at Kevin Zabladil back here in the 17. He spun. Looks like he's gonna get back going. That should not bring out no caution here. The 17 is unfortunate for Kevin there in the 17. But tell you what, the 131, he did a kissy. That's what Lee would call it. He just, I'm telling you, he barely smooched the wall. It was the lightest of touch. It was like the kiss your grandma gave you.
Yeah, if I'm okay, I'm not touching that one. But if I am gonna hit the wall, I think that's the way that I want to do it. He was just smoothing out the decals there, making it a little more aerodynamic. Didn't even wrinkle the fender. Is how light of a touch that was. Great job keeping that one.
Oh. It's like we did learn that Curtis Preston was on track for he looks fine. So I'm not sure if that was exactly.
Oh, he did.
Did he? I can't find it.
He a little door tap from the 84 sent him through the grass in the tryover there, but he really didn't lose any speed doing it. Looked like he just kept his foot flat in it.
Oh, look at Daniel Gonzalez in the wall. Big checkup behind him, man. Oh man, that was a moment. Watkins just had his life flash before his eyes. Well, we've had a pretty spooky start to the final stage here, Brian.
Yeah, you'd think it was Halloween.
Well, Robert would definitely like it was Halloween. That means candy.
Looks like the 21 at David Hall also got to the wall in front of Harold Watkins.
Harold is just, man, he's looking for trouble.
I don't know if he's looking for it, but it's definitely finding him.
Yeah. Dude, look at that racing they're going there. You got Kevin Ruff in the middle of all that right there, too, in the 112. Oh, looks like
Oh, Daniel Gonzalez.
Oh, man, some contact between the 42 of Rudolph and that 84 Gonzalez, and Gonzalez had to hang on to that thing, man.
84 is not having a fun time out here these last couple of laps.
Yeah, he's unfortunately, you know, sometimes you're the bat, sometimes you're the ball, and right now he is definitely the ball. It looks like Kevin Dowd here trying to get to the outside. He's got that pink rollcage too, and car definitely looks a little bit on the freer side with the way he's working that wheel. So definitely a little interesting. Is we got our producer questioning what his dashboard says. And it says, I gotta get in the car right now and figure this out.
It says hype, I believe.
Oh, hype. And he's got an interesting fellow with long blonde hair and glasses on there.
Is that Joe Exotic?
Kind of looks like Joe Exotic's son.
Well, looking at all the damage on that 84, I don't think that team is ever going to financially recover from this.
I'm never gonna financially recover. Where's Carol at? Carol's out there somewhere. She's probably in the spotter stand right now. That's probably why he got hit so many times. Carol Baskin was planning it out there on him. So we'll leave that joke to the side. Back up here, Michael Field in the #1 machine. He's running the 11th, started 11th, Brandon. He worked away at the 7th, but he's now fell back to that 11th position here. I think if you get a long green flag run, though, watch out for that one.
I think the biggest thing, we talked about how Michael Sheffield's able to save tires, but with how much this dirty air is playing a factor, I just don't think being able to save tires is going to do you any good. Because as soon as you get behind somebody, you're just going to burn them up trying to get by them.
Yeah, I mean, you heard from Reed. He talked about his tires being, literally like 16% different tire wear just from leading, where he was driving harder out front compared to riding behind, trying to just keep up. It's, like I said, when you get behind these race cars, not only do you lose downforce, but you get more tire wear. It literally is. It's terrible when you get behind someone. You just can't do nothing. You can't go up. There's no grip up high to take it, and you're kind of just hoping they make a mistake, really, or they catch traffic and it slows them down. That's really your hope.
Yeah, and is watching Dylan Reed here come up on the rear end of Clint Mata lap car. Good check up there, not to run him over, but I think that's probably going to be the biggest sigh of relief to a lot of drivers whenever we're able to get the new generation of car. It's going to change up a whole lot of things, and a lot of people are hoping that we can get away from this high downforce aerodynamic dependency that these cars have had for however many years now. Because at a lot of tracks, it kind of hinders the amount of racing that you can actually do.
It really comes down to the track. It comes down to the track being able to give us multi-groove. If the track can't give you multi-groove racing, the dirty air is just going to be a huge hindrance. It's going to be very hard. You can see a lot of these cars right now single file on the lane. As you can see, actually Andrew Little there going for that 4th position. Man, what a run for that 68! I'm telling you, he's having a great run tonight in that 68 machine. But it's so tough. You get behind somebody, I think, literally personally, to make passes on people, I think you need to be about a 10th or 2 faster to really be able to even make the pass.
I think you're right. Especially here, if you want to make a lot of passes, you need to play the tire strategy game, have the fresher tires, because that's really how you're going to be able to do it. it's just so easy to defend on even tires by just being in the way. You don't really have to race any harder. Just keep the dirty air on their nose, and there's nothing that they can do.
Yeah, you know, and but you got to commend iRacing for bringing dirty air in. I mean, it from a driver standpoint, it's not the funnest to deal with, but it is very realistic. I mean, you know, love iRacing. It's been such a great thing to join. And back in the day, you know, a couple years ago, I mean, the racing was so good that it was almost unrealistic. If you get what I'm saying, I mean, you could run right behind somebody and really have no effect running behind them. And yeah, that's fun. It was, ooh, look at this, Curtis Preston on pit road in the 29. Is he just hitting pit road here for a service, or is this a? Oh yeah, looks like he's changing tires. So this may be his stop here to get him an undercut. But back to what I was saying. Oh, oh,
Dylan Reed.
Reed. Oh man, Cody McCauley barely made it down the pit road. I tell you what, Dylan Reed, he missed it by a mile. Man, oh man, that's gonna be a huge mistake there from that 131.
And I'm getting calls wrecking on the backstretch. No caution yet. But yeah, that's a huge mistake, especially this late into the race. And I think that was just trying not to get run over. He pit in front of a big group of cars there, and I think maybe he felt like somebody was about to run him over, had to get off the brakes a little bit, and just overshot the entry of the corner. Or pit road, excuse me.
Very close there for that 131, man, of, you know, doing it twice almost there. So Malarkey actually comes back down. I think he was the incident there. So Justin Malarkey there, heavy damage, engine smoking. Might be night over for that 73 here in his Cup Series debut. As we look back out here, Zach Strittenthal right now in the 3rd position. As I believe Andrew Little hits pit road. Wow, what a gaggle of cars we have on pit road here with Andrew Little. Woo, that is a lot of cars directly behind that 68. They were stacked up like 3 wide on the tree.
Yeah, that's one of the things you have to work. There's so many things during green flag pit stops that you're just holding your breath, hoping it goes well. A bunch of cars getting onto pit road at one time, especially here, just how slick it is to get onto pit road. You're hoping nobody spins or nobody makes contact. Because if pit road gets blocked, I mean, you've dedicated yourself to already going in there, and you're just hoping at that point you don't make contact with somebody.
Taylor, look right now, Strittenthal out here in the 2 machine, running in the lead with teammate Nolan Potter in 2nd, Anthony Yoon's 3rd. As Travis Everett did hit pit road last time by. I think, it looks like Strittenthal coming this time. Potter looks like he's going to stay out, same with Anthony Yoon, that 54 machine. I think right now, if you're like a top, in the top 10, oh, wow, Cody McCall. He soared on by. That's fresh tires right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Goodbye. Literally just drive away from him. The thing here, Brandon, is I think if you're Nolan Potter, why not stretch it a little bit farther, or you're Anthony, you stretch it a little bit farther here. Try to go as far as you can, and if there is a caution in that next stage here, is actually Nolan Potter's going to bring it down. This time, let's say Anthony Yoon's going to continue to stay out. Same with, I think, GT Zari, Harold Watkins, David Hall. Multiple cars still staying out here. And I think that's the right call. If you're farther back, go ahead and stay out. And then if you catch a caution here, because this is the last set of tires, this is your final set. You can stretch it a good bit here, get a caution, you're sitting well off.
I mean, look how well it worked out for Kevin Jadrosich during the ARCA race, only having a difference of 6 and 7 laps on his tires compared to the leaders at the time, how much faster he was. It's going to pay off huge to just have a handful of laps better tires.
Ooh, looks like some Anthony Yoon's here having an issue getting to pit road in that 54. He's going to get in his box here, get some more done. I tell you, that was a great run going for Anthony, too, even though he had that issue there from 38th all the way to first. So, man, that was a great drive up for him. As we're looking at GT Arizari still yet to bit. Same with Harold Watkins. Those two drivers look like the last of the pitters. Yes, they are. So Harold Watkins and GT Arizari still yet to pit here, as I believe. If they catch a caution, man, it's going to work out pretty well for them.
I think so too. And especially now with how many cars that are going to have to take the wave around, they're not going to lose too much track position doing it. And have the freshest set of tires. GT it sounds like he's saving fuel right now.
Definitely does. I think he's trying to stretch it as far as he possibly can here. I think he knows this might be one of his only shots here with the damage he has.
Dylan Reed right up against teammate Alex Rudolph there, trying to make the pass. Dylan Reed falling back to the 11th position now with this pass. Lost a lot of positions due to that penalty on pit road. And pit calls GT coming to pit road this time by.
Yeah, looks like he's going to hit pit road this time by here. Harold Watkins stays out, and he's going to lead a lap. So Harold in the 22 stretched it further than anybody so far. And then from there, it'll transfers back into the hands of Cody McCauley with about a 5-second lead over Travis Everett.
Well, we'll have to see where it cycles out for GT, how far behind he is, but he's going to have nearly 10-lap fresher tires than Cody McCauley, 8-lap fresher tires than Travis Everett. So this could be a pretty huge advantage for GT if he can not fall a lap down to these guys.
Oh, man. I think the 22 wanted to pit there, could not get down. See if he has the fuel to make it back around. That can sometimes be the issue when you're that much slower. You got guys coming up on you real quickly. You got to make sure to hold that bottom lane, because if they don't, they'll go to that inside.
Do not Quinn Halfin. Don't do that.
No. Do not turn in from the middle lane. Looks like he'll be coming down this time. Woo. No cars.
Somebody's wrecking. Oh, there's the caution.
And there's the caution. Oh, big wreck, guys. It's a parking lot.
Oh, Michael Sheffield involved. His car is done. Looks like Michael Martino as well.
Yeah, I think Martino, the 75, is where it all started there, unfortunately. As we got our 5th caution of the evening, brought to you by Ord Nissan Central. Go back on the Freaky Fast replay and see exactly what happened. Let's say 75 there, Michael Martino. Oh, into the outside wall. There's the 55 Adam Buzzio. Oh, no, the 24 a Kip Easley. They're sliding down the racetrack, and here behind this, see, the thing is, the caution I don't think had came out yet. So a lot of these drivers were not alerted to what was transpiring on the racetrack right there. And then you're going to see a few of them come in, like Michael Sheffield in the 1, just completely locked up on brakes and just have nowhere to go. Craig A. Burns, the 4 Brock Potter here, they come into the picture. Oh, big hits for a lot of those guys. And man, oh man, a lot of broken race cars after that caution. And oh man, I tell you what, this right here, this caution plays out very interestingly, because you had a lot of different tire strategies going on there with a lot of different guys pitting on a lot of different laps. As you see Harold Watkins now, he's going to come down to pit road and get his tires. He's going to have the freshest tires in the field. Only problem is he's going to be around the 20th position.
Well, I think a lot of these guys, there should have been quite a few wave around drivers right now, and GT still in a huge position here. Not only does he have really good tires, but it's allowed the field to bunch back up here. He's going to be able to take advantage of that pretty well, having about 10 lap fresher tires than our leader at the moment. I expect him, even with that damaged car, to be able to come flying around the outside on a lot of these guys.
This is about to get pretty interesting, Brandon. Oh man, very good call for some of these drivers, I gotta say, and that's why with tire limits, you gotta always be thinking about what can possibly happen. And if you're Cody McCauley, you're kind of in the worst position personally as being the leader. You gotta play off what everybody else does, or and usually everybody else plays off what you do. So it's kind of, do we pit now, or because a few other guys pitted and we're giving time up to them, and then other guys are going to elect to stay out and use this other strategy.
Yeah, it's one of those dang it if you do, dang it if you don't.
Yep.
I mean, everybody's trying to look for an advantage on you. Man, I love the tire strategy game, but I hate the tire strategy game, especially considering the fact that I'm not very good at playing it. It doesn't seem to work out too well, but some guys, they just have a knack for this strategy, and they just seem to always make the right call at the right time. Man, I'm just excited to see what GT's able to do here. I think Cody McCauley, he's got worse tires than Travis Everett by a couple laps here, but I think it just being ahead, it's going to be such a big advantage for him. Unless Travis Everett can get out front really early, I don't think there's anything that he's going to be able to do to take that lead away from the 62.
Ooh, looking right now, the lap times they were running, I think Everett's going to have a big advantage here, because the last real lap time they ran, Everett was a 30.16 to the last real lap time that Cody ran was like a 30.8. So you're looking at about 7/10 of a lap difference here. I think if Travis Everett can get out front, he's going to be a tough one to catch.
Well, I also wonder if lap traffic or if Cody McCauley was backing up knowing the lead he had.
Right.
And trying to save a little bit.
Could have been. I mean, if that big a lead, you might as well have.
Oh, yeah. Just playing for this right here.
Well, this is what it's all going to come down to, right, Brandon? So we're going to have to see how it all shakes out. Thank everybody for tuning in here to Freaky Fast Broadcasting. As we'll see here, the pace car turns in this time. Cody McCauley takes us back to the green flag. Green flag's in the air. John Ouellette, great restart. And that's the thing. He has his teammate Ouellette. That's going to help here, I think, Brandon.
Yeah, but they're on the same lap tires here. Travis Everett pitting at lap 102 to John Ouellette and Cody McCauley's 99. Curtis Preston up to the 4th position right now, so great rebound. But Travis Everett looking to make the move already on the 81. Got the inside preferred lane going into turn 3 here.
Yeah, I think Curtis Preston, the only problem is he's going to have to use the first driver, I believe, up here to the left a bit. Let's see how those tires hang on. He's going to fight to the inside of John Ouellette here. As Travis Everett, I think he's got to use these tires up now. You got to get everything you can, I think, to get by the 62 here and get this lead to get them in the dirty air.
Absolutely. You burn them up now while you can. Once they start to even out and you're behind, that's it. That's game over. You have to go now. If you're going to take a chance and make a really bold move for a pass, absolutely on the restarts when you're going to need to do it.
Wow, side by side here from the 3rd position on back to 10th. It is a blanket. You can throw a blanket over these guys as they're completely on top of each. Wow, look at that.
Oh, 3 wide. Oh,
contact. All good though to stay straight. Looks like that was the 2 of strength throw. A little bit of contact there between him and the 11 of Matthew Rush here as it all sells out. Oh, the race for the lead. Travis Everett to the outside of Cody McCauley somehow. He is on his outside, entering 1 and 2 here. This could be the move for the lead here with 16 to go. Can Travis Everett make that pass stick around the outside? I think he will off of 2.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Everett, big run. There it is, lead for Travis Everett. What a call on that pit decision. He is now to the lead, coming to 15 to go next time by.
And just behind him, Andrew Little up to the 3rd position, looking to make the pass on Curtis Preston here.
Oh, man, Andrew Little up to 3rd. Here's Nolan Potter. Nolan Potter stretched it pretty far, too, in the 34. Remember, he went a good bit farther. He'll be sitting in a great position.
Anthony Yoons just behind him with 11 tires, too.
A lot of strategy being played here. Anthony Yoons from 38 up to 6. He's actually almost up to 3rd. He's 5th. So, man. 38 to 5th. What a strategy. I tell you what, Cody McCauley's starting to fall back from Travis Everett. It could get interesting for that top 3 here.
It looked like Andrew Little, Nolan Potter, and Anthony Yoons starting to reel him in a little bit. Little contact with Anthony Yoons and Nolan Potter, but they keep it going. Not much momentum lost. Still going to have a great run for that 54 here. Man, Travis Everett might be in trouble.
Oh, Anthony's going to the inside of Nolan Potter here, down to 3 and 4. What a move. He's going to make it stick off of 4 here. Coming up on Andrew Little. Also, I think the 34 might get to his outside. So this battle is heating up, and Cody McCauley slide back into their clutches.
Oh, little contact.
Little 68. He slides up the racetrack.
Potter
Nolan Potter.
he's looking to take the lead back here.
What a race here as we come into 12 to go. When they cross the start finish line this time. Travis Everett building the lead here in round number 6 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, trying to get his second win of the season.
And he ends with the move to the inside.
What a move from Nolan Potter to put himself back up the second, past Cody McCauley. Hughes is trying to get past Little behind, and he'll be next to focus on that 62 of Cody McCauley's. He races side by side for that 4th position. Looks like he does clear Andrew Little. Now, Anthony Hughes, can he get to the top 3? Here's Cody McCauley directly in front of him here with 11 to go.
Tell you what, 11 to go. Nolan Potter is sitting in a very good position, running a 10th quicker than Travis Everett right now. The closer he gets, though, the harder that pass is going to be. We talked about the dirty air, but Travis Everett looked like he just hung it out a little bit, got into the fence, coming out of turn 2 here, going to slow him down a little bit.
Tell you what, it's not over for Nolan Potter. Not over one bit. You look at Anthony Hughes' battle with Cody McCauley here down the front straightaway. They'll be coming up on the lap car. The 42 Alex Rudolph here as they enter into turn 1 and 2. Oh, Hughes up the racetrack a little bit, slides up. He's going to look to clear the 62, but they're going to come on the lap car to 42. What a move! Great job out of 54 to take that second position. But look at this, Nolan Potter in the 34. He's putting the pressure on Travis Everett here as it'll be coming to 9 to go. Remember, Nolan Potter, our Sheffield Graphics pole setter here tonight. He is showing the speed here late in the evening.
Yeah, it has been a great run for Nolan Potter. He's been hanging out in the top 5 after qualifying on pole, and he said he was going to sit back and hopefully be able to learn some things, and it looks like he has done just that. Granted, the fresh tires are absolutely cool, but here he is making that run.
Whoa, what a run down to the 3 and 4 side by side. Will this give Hughes a chance to catch up in that 54? This is heating up to be some spectacular battle with 8 to go. Everett's got the outside lane. Can Potter make the bottom work, though?
I think the fresher tires is where you're going to have the advantage here. Even with it being that tighter hinge down inside lane. Look, Travis Everett cannot hold it open. He had to get out of the throttle.
What a run from the 34. Nolan Potter to the lead here with 8 to go. What a move. Nolan Potter trying to pull off this victory first of the season for him possibly. Anthony Hughes 38 to 3rd. He wants 2 more.
And a lot of guys making up a lot of ground during this race. Some excellent tire strategy being played. And it just, even that few laps different on the tires, it's such a huge difference.
Man, oh man, what a race we've had. 7 to go. Only 6 more after they cross the start-finish line. Look at Hughes. What a race, I gotta say. This guy right here deserves a medal, man. He's reeling in Everett really quick.
He was 2/10 quicker last time by than Travis Everett, rather about a second, or a tenth and a half. But man, Nolan Potter putting down some blazing times right now. 31.29 to Travis Everett's 31.5, and Anthony Hughes 31.35. So he is just setting sail right now. Battle is definitely for second place.
This will be 5 to go. You can see on our ticker right now, there's the lap times the drivers are putting down. And this is going to matter here. Coming down the end, lap time is going to mean everything here. We're 5 to go. Hughes closing the gap to Travis Everett. But he's also got the 6 of Rusty Modesty here coming up in that 6 machine. He's got fresh tires. And he is a lap down in that 6 machine, 17th position. I wonder if he'll decide to get up into this battle here. This could definitely cause some interesting situations.
If I'm the 6 right now, I'm understanding the position that I'm in and the position that these guys are in. I'm hanging out right there. I'm not trying to make passes. I'm letting them run their race, and not going to be a cause of potentially a problem for one of these guys trying to battle for this podium position.
We'll have to see here with 4 to go. Potter still pulling away. Yoon's closing the gap on Everett. This could be one heck of a battle here on Freaking Fast Broadcasting. Do not miss the last 3 laps here at the RSR Cup Series.
Well, and Anthony Yoons, I think the tires they've evened out to the point now where once he's got behind him, yeah, it's slightly slower now. That dirty air is wreaking havoc on the 54.
Definitely wreaking havoc. That dirty air does not play kindly to anyone, as he's caught that 59. But the 54 is just not being able to get the same turn in that machine. You see him go up the racetrack a little bit. Looks like he'll lose a little bit of ground here as they'll be coming to 2 to go. Don't think he's going to have enough for it, Brandon.
I don't know what to do if I'm the 54 here. I mean, not hit. That's a start. But
Yeah, don't hit the wall.
just where you need to run. He's got the right idea, running that slightly higher lane, trying to carry that momentum out of the corner. But the speed difference, you just with the dirty air, you can't get back to the throttle as quickly as you need to.
White flag brought to you by Sheffield Graphics one final time here for Nolan Potter. Actually, last time by Travis Everett, about a 10th quicker. Well, Potter with over a half-second gap. He just needs to make it through 3 and 4 one final time here tonight. Potter from first to first. What a race. Nolan Potter's going to come through 3 and 4 here in the RSR Cup Series, and he's going to bring home tonight's victory in that 34 machine. Nolan Potter is your winner here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Great race for Nolan Potter. That was a fantastic run. Man, came back to the lead right when it mattered. Fantastic.
What a race. What a run for the 34. What a run for the 54, man. He is, Anthony's got to be ecstatic. Even though it wasn't a victory, he got close to it. Man, that's got to be so fun to drive up through the field there and starting at 38th position and bring it home in the 3rd spot. So congrats to him on tonight's hard-fought race. Also, Curtis Preston up to 6th. He was running in the 20s at some point in this race. So, I mean, great race for him to keep that points up. GT salvaged a 13th place finish in that 14 also. So, a lot of great finishes all around there. Harold Walkins on the new tires drove all the way up to 8th from all the way back in the field. I mean, dude, that was a fantastic race. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. As look at Nolan Potter. He's going to send it down here and light this thing up here in the grass. And he's going to make the grounds workers a little upset, I think.
Oh yeah, grass don't grow very well in the south, man. There's a lot of clay, so they're not going to be happy about having to replant all that.
That's all right, though. Nolan Potter is your winner here tonight. We will be right back, everybody, as we find our top 3 drivers here for a interview. All right, we are back here, everybody, here at Freaky Fast Broadcasting after round 6 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the RSR Cup Series. What a race it was. We're here to talk to our top 3 podium finishers here tonight on Freaky Fast Broadcast. So let's bring up Anthony Younes in this 54 after he drove from 38th to 3rd. What a run he had. So let's hear what his thoughts are on tonight's amazing run in that 54 machine. Hey, Anthony, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy?
Got a copy. Hey, guys.
Hey, Anthony. Well, man, what a run tonight for yourself in that 54, man. 38th to 3rd. Just describe that to us.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Just focused on keeping it clean and really just running consistent laps and taking care of the tires. I was pretty quick towards the last 10 laps of each stint, and it seemed to work out for me.
Yeah, it definitely did. Like you said, just seemed to work out for you tonight on those longer runs. You were able to stretch too farther than most drivers during that pit sequence to have those fresher tires for that final start. But man, what a race tonight for yourself. Able to bring home your first top 5 of the season. And that's really where I want to go with this. You're coming in here tonight in the 18th position in points, 5 starts, and you haven't had a top 5 or even a top 10 this season. So what kind of confidence builder do you feel like tonight is going to give you after coming home with a top 3 finish here at Atlanta?
It's just huge. It's a huge confidence, not only for myself, but all as at Motorsports, and we work together as a team. And hopefully it's confidence builder for the rest of the season, and we'll pull ourselves out of last place and make a run, hopefully for the top 3 for in the team standings.
That would be great to see for yourself and Zab Motorsports, man. I tell you what, it was a fantastic night from 38 to 3rd. That was very good. But Anthony also got one final question for you. We want to make sure we're saying your last name right. So how do you say your last name?
Thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's Younes.
Younes. See, we've been saying you, so we got it right now. Younes. All right. Thank you very much for that, Anthony. Sometimes it's hard with names, but we appreciate you helping us out, that man. But congrats on your 3rd here tonight, Anthony. It was a fantastic run, man. It was so fun to watch. Anybody want to shout out to before we let you go?
Just thanks to the team and to Ryan for running the league. It's always been a lot of fun, and he does a great job. So thanks to everybody, all the admins, Mike, everybody.
Awesome, Anthony, man. Well, you have a great night, and we will catch you next week, man.
Yeah, next week. Thanks.
All right, guys. That was Anthony Younes in the 54. Thank you for helping us fix his name, Anthony. That was now I feel bad for calling you Younes the whole time. Younes. We got it now. We got this. And I'll let Brandon know. I'm not sure if he's fighting the coffee machine right now, but we'll let him know later. So now we'll move on down to Travis Everett, our 59 car here, as he brought home that 2nd place position. Another great run for Travis. Hey, Travis, it's Zach up in the booth, man. You got a copy. Hey, Travis, it's Zach up in the booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, buddy, we got you.
Well, man, another great run for yourself tonight, Travis, man. I know you missed one race, unfortunately, this season, but you bounced back, come right back in here, and get yourself another top 3 finish, man. Had the chance to possibly pull out that victory, but it seems like a few guys who kind of pulled a similar strategy there to push it a little bit farther on that green flag run there. It seems like it really played out for you guys with the newer tires there on that restart.
Yeah, I think about the only thing I could have done different there was just stay out and hope for the caution that eventually came. I felt like we were pretty tit for tat there with Cody after the restart after stage 2, and he come down, and I felt like I'd be able to catch him back with the tires I had, but I guess you never know. I was kind of hoping it was going to go green there.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting thing. You came out, I think, about 5 seconds back, but with, a good bit fresher tires. It would have been interesting to see because we see earlier in the ARCA race with the 9 of Kevin Jadricic. I mean, he was a good ways back and stayed out a good bit longer, and it really seemed to play out in his favor near the end of that run. So it would have been interesting to see it go green there, man. But how's it feel to get back out here on the racetrack and have another great top 5 finish for yourself?
It feels good. I love coming out here and competing with these guys. I don't think you'll find any finer people in the leagues out here.
That's for sure, man. I can't say any better yourself myself, man. It's such a great league out here. The competition is amazing each and every week, and it's a blast for us to commentate up here, Travis. But, man, congrats on 2nd here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Another great finish for yourself. Anybody want to say a shout out to before we let you go, man?
Firstly, I just want to say to Martino, we're thinking about him and his family, and it's a tough loss, and just praying for them along the way. And just want to thank everybody at Evolution, RSR, Ryan, Scott, and Sheffield for putting on the shows that they do, and y'all over there at Freaky Fast for broadcasting it for us.
Well, Travis, couldn't have said it any better myself, man. Well, you have a great night, and we will catch you next week.
Hey, bud, we'll see y'all then.
Yep. All right, that was Travis Everett, your second place man tonight in that 59. But guess what? Nolan Potter is the man of the evening. He won the poll and made the call of the race to bring home this victory. Let's see what Nolan Potter's got to say about bringing home the victory here tonight, as he is our Sheffield Graphics race winner. Hey, Nolan, is Zach up in the booth? You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, Nolan, what a strategy call from yourself, man. It seems like all night, you started on the pole. You were in that top five pretty much all night, right there on that edge of the top five, in the top five, top three. And you made the call to stay out there longer on that green flag run. And it seems to have really paid off there, man.
Yeah, I stayed out, and I didn't run them as hard as the other guys were. And I was hoping that we would get that caution. And we did, and we got back going. Or did we get a caution? I don't even remember. I was so excited. I don't. Yeah, I worked my way back up through, and I was surprised when I started catching Cody, and then I caught Travis, and I got real excited there. Probably the new paint scheme done by my teammate Harold Watkins this week, the Sea Unicorns. Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting.
Oh, it definitely was. It was exciting for us up here to call, too. I mean, we knew you stayed out longer, but we were kind of got almost blindsided by, Travis, because he kind of pulled a similar strategy, but you went a few laps longer. So we kind of almost not forgot about you, but you kind of came like, I was like, oh, yeah, there's the 34 Nolan again. He came back into the picture with me.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. Like I knew Travis, he went in I think a lap before me or 2 laps before me, and I saw him out front. So I'm like, well, we're probably on equal tire, so he's probably got this. And I slowly started reeling him in. I'm like, all right, I might have a chance at this. So yeah, it was a good run. I know I appreciate all my teammates talking in my ear, like, you got this, you got this. So it was a good team win tonight.
Oh, it definitely was, man. That's the next thing is, under that caution there, we were rolling around, do you, because like you said, it surprised you. So you didn't really feel like you probably had a shot at it there, did you?
No, I really didn't. I actually thought my teammate Harold Watkins maybe had a little bit more of a shot because he stayed out right up until that caution came out. So he had the freshest tires and he was able to get up to 8th. But I was afraid that he might even be able to get up there and get a shot. And I thought I was just going to ride for probably like a 4th or a 3rd place finish. And it just worked out for me.
I tell you what, man, it definitely did work out for you. That was one heck of a race down to the end. Great pass also to make that work. Did it very clinical, man. So congrats on that victory here tonight. Your first of the season, so I'm sure that feels amazing just to know you got that in your back pocket heading into the next couple of weeks. But before we let you go, Nolan, and celebrate this victory, anybody want to send a shout out to, buddy?
Well, I just want to say thank you to all my teammates and my mom and dad. They always watch this every week at home. And shout out to Martino. Stay strong. And I hope everything's good with your family. So
awesome stuff, Nolan, man. Well, congrats on the victory here tonight, and we will catch you next week, buddy.
All right. Thank you, Zach.
All right. That was your race winner here tonight, brought to you by Sheffield Graphics, Nolan Potter. What a race, man. It's always so fun at the RSR Cup Series, man. It's just a blast to call these races. So it's always a pleasure. But we'll go ahead and bring up our race results here tonight at the RSR Cup Series before we go to close out our broadcast. Here it is, Nolan Potter bringing home that victory. Second's going to go to Travis Everett. Third's going to be Anthony Younes. Fourth, Cody McCauley. Fifth's going to be Andrew Little. Sixth is going to be Curtis Preston. Seventh, Zach Schrittenthal. Eighth, Harold Watkins. Ninth's going to be John Wellett. 10th, Chad Biesinger. 11th's going to go to Dylan Reed. 12th, Kevin Ruff. 13th, GT Irizarry. 14th, Ryan Ezel. 15th is going to go to Matthew Rush. 16th, Adam Buzzio. 17th is going to be Rusty Modesty. 18th, Kevin Sabilla. 19th, David Hall. 20th, Ryan Beam. 21st, Daniel Gonzalez. 22nd, Kevin Dow. 23rd, Kevin Zabladil. 24th, Brock Potter. 25th, Casey Kuntz. 26th, Kip Easley. 27th, Alex Rudolph. 28th, Kevin Giadricic. 29th, Jerry Culliver. 30th, Nathan Campbell. 31st, Trevor Massetti. 32nd, Tony Ludi. 33rd, Craig A. Burns. 34th, Justin Malarkey. 35th, Michael Sheffield. 36th, Michael Martino. 37th, Clint Mata. 38th, Mark Andre Thibodeau. 39th, James Courtrone. And rounding out your field, in the 40th position will be Junior Miller at 28th car, as that is our race results here tonight from the RSR Cup Series at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. What a race we had here, though, man. I tell you what, that was so fun to call. Brandon, any final thoughts here tonight, man, from the Atlanta Motor Speedway?
Just great racing from these guys, as per usual. They always put on a great show each and every week. It's been a blast to call every race, and big congratulations to Nolan Potter on snagging that victory, man. It was a great effort to get the pole for qualifying, and then keeping yourself in the picture and giving yourself a chance at the end there, and just awesome to see him come away with this win.
Yeah, very awesome to see him come away with this win here tonight. Congrats to Nolan Potter. That was amazing racing. Great racing from everybody out there on the track. Thank you to all the fans who tuned in out there. Everybody tuned on Facebook and YouTube. We really appreciate that. And also, we want to make sure to give our prayers and condolences again from everybody here on Freaky Fast Broadcasting and the Evolution Racing Leagues to Michael Martino the third, and his family, as this race here was dedicated to his father, Michael Martino Jr. And we all like to, send some kind, warm prayers to Michael Martino's family in this time of need. So definitely a big family here, and we all love each other. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to send it up to Robert Moore Jr. here to close out tonight's broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Zach. Great calling. Great racing here from Evolution Racing League in their ARCA series earlier, and now their Cup series here tonight, as Nolan Potter finally can get the monkey off his back. He gets the win. He doesn't have to worry about it. He locks himself into the chase. Man, great racing here at Atlanta. And also to Mike, yes, we second everything that these guys said tonight, and Evolution. Thoughts and prayers are with your family, your loved ones, your friends, and everything that you have to deal with in the next coming weeks here with the passing, unfortunately, of your father. So, but we like to say, well, we'll catch everybody, I guess, tomorrow night with Underdog Racing League at 8:35 when we go live. So if you're not busy on a Wednesday night, come out and check us out when we'll have Zach Hall and Lee Tidwell in the booth calling the action. And if you're on Facebook, if you don't mind, we're 88% to 2,000 followers. Don't mind hitting that bell button and follow us on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. Don't forget also to enter and to win in a ButtKicker chance. If you have not done that, there's 3 days left. There are over 15,000 entries now on that. So make sure you get yourself entered in a chance to win a ButtKicker game or two. And if you're on YouTube, we do much appreciate you. We don't forget about you either. We're trying to get to 800 subscribers, so if you're new to Freaky Fast, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like button. But all right, well, we're going to pack up our stuff. Me, Brandon, and Zach like to say, God bless everybody. We love you all. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.